guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Gbemi Olatunji and I film about lifestyle and I also film about med lab science, and I am happy that you clicked on my video and I hope you don't make it your last time, so please click the red subscribe button and be part of my family. So as you can already tell by the title of this video, I am going to be spilling all the tea about med lab science, what you need to become a med lab science, and just basically everything you need to know, or most of the things you need to know about being a med lab scientist or a biomedical scientist, either ways, anyhow you call it, or a clinical laboratory scientist. It's all one profession. So I'm just going to be spilling all the tea and letting you guys know like everything that is involved with med lab science, because I am a med lab scientist and I've been in the career for not too long, but about, let's say, close to 2 years now, and I have quite a bit of experience and I want to share with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm going to be starting from the very beginning, how you could even get to study med lab science in the university. You have to be a science major in your high school or in your secondary school. That means you have to study chemistry, physics, biology, mathematics, English. You need to have those 5 courses before you even become a med lab scientist. So if you're thinking of becoming a med lab scientist and you've not gotten to high school, then you should know that you're going to start with sciences in your high school. In Nigeria, you need to have at least a credit in your mathematics, English, biology, physics, chemistry during your WAEC or your NECO exams. Now when you get into the university, your first year of university in Nigeria, because I studied in Nigeria, so I know how it is in Nigeria. In the first year, you're going to learn biology, chemistry, physics, math, English, just like what you learned in your high school, but a bit advanced. Then when you get to your second year, you're going to learn some like superficial biochemistry, physiology, anatomy, so those are the courses, and then you're going to do an introductory course to med lab science. So when you now get to your 300 level, that is when you're like in your clinical level. 100 and 200 level is just a preclinical session, but from your 300 level you get to be in the clinicals, and you need to study. You're going to study microbiology, hematology, histopathology, and chemical pathology. So those are the 4 main branches of biomedical science, med lab science. When you get to your final year, you're going to have a specialty. So you could pick a specialty from either chemistry, that's chemical pathology, or clinical chemistry, microbiology, hematology, or histopathology. I am a chemical pathologist. I majored in chemical pathology in my 5th year. That's my final year. And basically, hematologists, they deal with blood, like the name implies. They're the one that carry out tests like your genotype, your blood group, a full blood count, anything that has to do with blood. When you need to transfuse blood, it is the hematology department that deals with that. Then chemical pathology, like the name implies, deals with chemicals and enzymes in the body. So we usually estimate most of the enzymes. We also are the one that do the kidney function test, the liver function test, glucose estimation, urinalysis, pregnancy tests in the laboratory. Now for the histopathologist, it's also called morbid anatomy. So basically they deal with tissues of the body, maybe cancerous tissues, or is the part of the laboratory that detects whether a tumor is cancerous or it is not. So that's the histopathology. And microbiology, like name implies, they deal with microbes, parasites, microbes, and any organism that is too small to be seen with your naked eyes, bacteria, viruses. They deal with that in the microbiology. So those are the 4 basic specialties of med lab science. So you have to pick one when you're approaching your 5th year so that you specialize and major in that. Okay? Then the third thing I would like to say is that we have two professional exams. We do two professional exams. The first one is called the first professional exam. It is done in your 400 level. It has three parts actually. The professional exams have three parts. We have the subjective, where you're giving MCQs. Then the second part is practical exam, where you carry out tests. And then the final part is a viva. It's like an oral exam, so you get to be asked questions like orally. It's an oral exam. So you do the first one after your 4th year and the second one after your 5th year. So that's the two professional exams we write. Now, after you pass this professional exam, you are going to be eligible for licensing. So we always have an induction, and that induction can never be by proxy. So you have to be present in your induction ceremony to swear on an oath, and then you sign, and then you get your license. Now, the license they give to you on your induction day is just a provisional license. That license will only fetch you a job as an intern. So when you're done with your internship, then you now process your permanent license. So it's with that permanent license you can work as a copper or as any other thing after you have done your internship. So without your internship, you can't go further. Now, when you're done with your internship as a Nigerian, you have to do your 1-year compulsory NYSC. So after your NYSC, then you now become a full scientist and you can go and search for jobs. So after this point, I'm going to be telling you guys the various career paths you can actually choose after you've actually finished your training process, which includes internship and most likely NYSC if you are in Nigeria. Yeah. But before I say the possible career path, I would like you to know that as a medical laboratory scientist, you do not necessarily have, well, for me, it's my experience, I do not necessarily have direct contact with patients. Most of the time, I don't even get to see the patients, especially if you're working in a government organization, a big hospital, not just a private hospital. Most of the time, the doctor actually takes the, especially for patients in the ward, the samples are taken by the doctors and they're just sent to the lab. So most of the time, you just deal with just only the samples of the patient. And in a situation where it's an outpatient, most of the time the blood and the sample is taken by the phlebotomist. So most of the time it's only the sample that is sent into the lab. So as a med lab scientist, my experience, I do not actually have direct contact with the patients most of the time. Now let's get into the career paths. So you could choose to be a scientist. You just maybe find a job and start working and bench work, where you go to work every day, go to the lab. You could choose that. You could also choose to have your own private lab. It is capital intensive though, because most of the machines used in the lab are quite expensive. It's quite expensive, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to get you a lot of profit. That's two. Then you can also choose to go and do your master's, probably further your education. So when you do your master's, after your master's, you could also choose to do your PhD and get yourself probably a lecturing job. You could lecture in universities. That's on another pathway. As a scientist, you could lecture, and then you could even go into other medical fields. Having a biomedical science degree gives you a basis of medical field. So if you choose to go, you want to further in other medical fields like nursing, pharmacy, medicine, it's your choice. So you can actually choose any of these, or you could just choose to do something else different from your profession. Okay, so yeah, I think that is all I have to say about this video, and I tried to start from how you get into medical school to how you get into to after you get into the school, throughout your studies and your career path. I also did a video on how to get internship placements in Nigeria, so you could also check the video out. And yeah, we've come to the end of this video. If you also have any other question that's probably passing through your mind on about MLS, you can write them in the comment sections, and maybe I'll try to address those in another video. But yeah, basically these are the points that I have for this video, and I hope you were able to learn one or two about the profession, and it's your choice to decide if you really want it. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and thank you for watching.